If you guys have been trying to do a search for the best office chair online, there's a good chance you've been using Google and you found a lot of the same lists we have. In fact, we've done a video prior to this one looking at the best office chair list, CNET in particular, where we labeled it really as a scam. And the reason for it, affiliate revenue and SEO or search engine optimization, was pretty much the purpose of that list. Today's list, the best from Forbes, is another one of the same. And this is probably worse, Ryan. I don't know. What do you think?
I think overall it's worse just because there's a lot more chair picks. There's a lot more keyword stuffing clearly going on. And the biggest red flag to me is that they've obviously never seen any of the chairs in their own list. For sure, the two writers haven't. And so, bonus for you guys, we have them all. Yeah. So if you want to learn about all the chairs in their list, you can learn from us today because we're going to go through all of them, starting with the first pick, the best overall office chair.
Yeah, so the Igntion 2.0, this is a chair that we've actually had in our office. It's been in some of your lists that you've done. It's a decent chair for sure. Now, it's sub 400. I wouldn't label it as best overall for chairs. I mean, there's a lot better office chairs, even in this list, that are considered, in my opinion, better than this one.
Yeah, it's a well-rounded chair for under $500. That's why I picked it in that list, but it's not a world beater by any means. No. It has good value, and that's one thing that I will give them credit for because they did put that in the description. They mentioned how office chairs are expensive, and this was their pick more so because you get a lot for the price that you're paying, which I would agree with on this one, and so I can kind of give them props because this is a pretty good pick. I probably would have qualified it with a price or value or something like that, not necessarily best overall, but not a terrible pick. I kind of have to disagree with the next several picks, though.
Yeah, so let's jump into the next pick, which this is where we start to get into search engine optimization. Best office chair with armrests. Oddly enough, every chair in this list comes with armrests, so I would say there were other chairs in the list that are definitely better with armrests in their own list. Pretty funny.
They have the office chair with the best armrest, in my opinion, in the world on this list, which we'll talk about later, is the Gesture.
Yeah.
But for some reason, their best office chair for armrests is a random chair from Alera that has limited adjustments, height adjustment, right? No cap adjustments. And the arm caps are soft, so those are comfortable. But
I think it's with adjustable underneath. Some chairs will have a depth or some width adjustment to them. Yep. But listen, in their defense, the arm pads were soft.
That's the only thing that you can say, though. But the arms themselves aren't good, and the chair itself isn't good. So it can't really be the best chair or the best chair with arms.
Right.
So it's a strange pick.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Robert. Will you just jam your thumb into that arm pad? Let's look at how soft that is. Dang.
It's got some cush to it.
That's pretty soft.
Personally, I don't like that when they have such a slope to it because then it like kind of limits and forces you to put your arms right in the middle. If you get off to the sides, it's not real comfortable. So I would not even say that I like these arms.
Yeah, so best office chair with armrests. It's definitely not the best armrest, and it's not the best chair. So, okay, we'll move on to the next one. The best budget office chair is a Noblewell office chair for about $140. My favorite part on this chair here is the tagline, a reasonably priced chair with a convenient headrest. Now, I'm not exactly sure why this is more convenient than other headrests. I used the chair and it seemed similar.
They must know that it's tough to get a headrest at this price point. Isn't it only like what did you say it was? 150 bucks? 140 bucks. I mean, I guess this is another pick in their list that isn't horrible just because best budget pick, what's the budget?
But the thing is when you're looking at the write-up here and there's all of this text that they're using, it says in the bullets, warranty, 30-day money-back guarantee, 1-year warranty. But then listed under their cons is no warranty listed. So I don't understand.
Slight inconsistencies.
Yeah, where is the consistency and what does that even mean? So Robert, I got to ask you to just recline in this thing because it's got a tiny little base on it.
It's a little scary.
Right.
We were testing earlier and, I'm going to go back, but I'm going to watch myself because
tip factor.
You can see it starts to tip right off the floor. So, I'm just under 200 pounds. I'm a little nervous sitting in this chair. If you forget about that and all of a sudden you lean a little too far back, you could go over.
Yeah, if you're leaning way back into that convenient headrest, I could see that being a problem. So the other thing is that the seat pad was really bizarre. It was super thin and it had this it wasn't, if you look at the shape of it, it it's not, it's almost deformed, but I think it's like it's supposed to be if you look at the back U.
Yeah, and there's inconsistencies, like there's some weird patch of something back here. It just very cheaply made.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this is to be expected for a chair under $200. So.
Well, it's a best budget chair.
Right.
But I wouldn't put it in any list, though. I mean, that's the biggest thing, unless it's best chairs under 140 to between 130 and 140, maybe. So, all right. So as we get into the next one, we've got our best pick for best ergonomic office chair.
This is a big title here.
Yeah, these are, this is tough because this is like the best chair overall. I mean, to say best ergonomic chair, there are so many chairs that are really good. To pick a Duramont chair as I have in my notes, not even close. I don't think.
Sold by 20 other brands on Amazon.
Right.
Listen, this seat is rock hard. The armrests are not comfortable and they're not adjustable enough for me to use at a workstation.
They're only
for
height
me, it's not even an ergonomic chair because I can't position it to use it comfortably or task with it.
Right.
And so this is purely a pick because it's popular on Amazon. It's an Amazon choice product. It has a ton of reviews. It's easy for them to justify this pick and it's cheap, so a lot of people will buy it, but this is not a great chair.
Best ergonomic chair that doesn't have seat depth adjustment or adjustable arms and a seat that's rock hard. So,
and also the seat doesn't go very high. So if you're over 6 foot, you're getting close to it, not even fitting. Like this is as high as it goes. So it's not high enough.
Just to clarify, this is the Seahoo chair, which is the same as a Duramont, which is the same as a Giant Tech. So their con, which is no caster wheels, because these are now being advertised with rollerblade wheels. That's the only con they can come up with. But the first con, if you've actually sat in this chair, would be that it's like sitting on a brick. So you've never sat in the chair if you don't comment on that. Fair?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Next pick is best office chair for back pain. It's an ergonomic, fully customizable chair with a unique back. This is the Herman Miller Sayl, which they have listed starting at about $695. I gotta say, just from my opinion, the Sayl is a great chair. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's a super unique backrest. And for me, being at 6 feet tall, it doesn't fit me. And I didn't really experience this as an amazing chair for back pain, just because I didn't think it was like extremely supportive or did anything that special for the back for me. There's other picks even in the Herman Miller line that I think would be better here. Again, I'm not really sure.
This is an interesting pick because it's super specific, and I understand why it was picked because they use the opinion of someone that they work with because they've never seen the chair. And you can see the quotes from that other employee, and that chair fits them perfectly. And so for them, it's like their diamond in the rough chair that works perfectly for them. But if I was to pick a chair for overall best back support, it wouldn't be the Sayl for all of the reasons that Greg said. Do I think it's comfortable? Yeah, it actually fits me really great. But it wouldn't be my go-to pick for the best back support if I was recommending it as my go-to pick. And so it's a good overall chair. But again, the limited experience by the people writing the article is being shown here because they only have one resource to go to.
Robert, you're in it. You don't fit quite in it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, my shoulders are well over the top, so not comfortable for me. I mean, I do like the lumbar, feels pretty nice. It's not super strong, so I can see someone liking it for having a good amount of lumbar support.
All right, next pick, best Splurge-Worthy office chair. A lot of people love it. I don't personally like it. Doesn't mean that it's not potentially the best Splurge because it is the most iconic chair in the world. So
what chair are we talking about here?
The Aeron. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Yeah, that's important, isn't it? But I think you knew what I meant.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, so that to me, I think this is fine. I mean, they've got it started at about $1,300, but I mean, most people can figure it over probably $1,600, $1,700. I think this is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a polarizing pick, so it's a bit of a dice roll. Recommending this to a wide range of people may not be the best choice because there's going to be a good portion of people that don't like it, and a safer pick might be something like the Gesture, the Leap, the Embody, the Fern. But it's a very good chair, and it's probably the best mesh chair in the world, so I can get behind the pick.
And we already know that Robert loves it, so
yeah, possibly my favorite chair. So definitely, I agree. It's a good splurge.
So the funny thing here is the next chair in the list. The irony of what's happening is the best mesh office chair after just talking about what is arguably the best office chair or mesh office chair in the world, being an Aeron, they go ahead and pick an Oline ErgoPro as their best mesh office chair. You can't, this is, I mean, how would you even type this unless you don't know what
your sole goal is to get an Amazon highly rated chair in there to get affiliate revenue.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, because there's no way that you could pick the Aeron as your best splurge pick and then not pick it for the best mesh pick, because it's easily top 3 mesh chairs in the world, and it's going to come down to preference, but it's miles better than the Oline. It's not even the same ballpark. We're talking about close to a $2,000 chair when you get it fully loaded, fully configured, versus like what is the Oline, $299?
Yeah, it's about that price. And the thing is one of the reasons why they like it so much is because it's so durable, which Again, that goes to the Aeron. We've got chairs from Herman Miller that are Aerons 30 years old now that are still working. Right. I can guarantee that chair, Oline Pro, won't. That just isn't a thing. And the con here is a 275-pound weight capacity. We've gone through, I don't know how many chairs now that all have that or less for their weight capacity, hasn't even been referenced. So it's just like trying to grasp at straws at this point for content, essentially. So
if you don't know about the chair and have to just use copy and other people's reviews, and it becomes tough. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. The best office chair on Amazon is the Mimoglad chair.
This one caught me so off guard when I clicked the link. I thought that I had clicked on the Habata chair link by mistake and went back and then clicked again. No, it's just the same chair.
My notes on this are WTF.
It's like a $140 chair, the best chair you can get on Amazon. Listen, you can get the Leap, Gesture, Aeron, Fern on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
All the best chairs from the best manufacturers are on Amazon. So,
So Robert's in the Mimoglad. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but the two things that really stood out to me on this chair, besides it not being the best office chair on Amazon, are that there's no padding in the arms, really, and that there's really no adjustment other than the flip-up portion on it. So it's just a pretty basic chair.
Yeah, it looks like there's a pad, but like your finger goes straight through into the hard plastic. So it's not really, it's more just like it looks like it has a pad, but there's not really any cushion there.
Yeah. The most comfortable office chair is a modern chair with a foam back and a lot of adjustment options, question mark here for me. It's the Laura Davidson chair, which is a knockoff of the Eames chair. And this one kind of threw me off, not from just the fact that they call it the most comfortable, but the fact that they say it has a lot of adjustment options, because I didn't really see any.
It doesn't have any except for upright lock, right?
Right.
And seat height.
Yes.
So it's got 2 adjustments, the 2 most basic adjustments. I mean, what is happening here? This chair isn't even comfortable. That's the thing. I don't even know if you could consider, I guess technically it's an office chair, but this is a chair that you would put in like a conference chair room that you never use, or like your home office space that you have that little nook where maybe you write 3 checks a month. But this is not a chair that would be picked by anyone in the world for best comfort if they've seen more than 3 chairs. So this is a pretty egregious pick to me. It's brutal. What do you think, Robert? You're in it.
I mean, hoping we get switched to the next chair just so I don't have to sit in this any longer. I mean, the looks of it are kind of interesting. I could see that as being like a cool if you just wanted to have it like it's more purely for looks. But
so best modern office chair.
Under $200. Yeah. I mean, you could have picked this as a pick for some things. It looks good.
All right. So the next is the best big and tall office chair, and it is a high-tech chair just for tall workers. This is the Steelcase Gesture. I can't not laugh because
I know I was looking for where the big and tall chair was, because there's not one here.
It's like they're so close. They were so close, because like the Gesture is a great chair and it belongs in a best chair list of any type, but it's not a big and tall chair. So it was like you could have picked this chair for anything else on the list except for budget or mesh, and it would have been a great pick.
Or big and tall.
But it's not big and tall.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with this one is that it only is going to go to a height that's probably going to fit people up to maybe 6'6". So, like, if you're truly, truly tall, then it's probably not going to go high enough for you.
And
if you're
the
big,
weight
it's not.
And the weight rating is deceptive because it's just Steelcase flexing by giving it a 400-pound weight rating saying, look at how strong our chairs are. But if you are a 400-pound human, you're not going to fit in the gesture comfortably. It's not a big and tall built chair.
Right.
So not a great pick in my opinion.
Yeah. And then the cons here, obviously it's expensive, but the armrests aren't padded. Can you stick your thumb in that armrest for me, Robert, and just show that there is padding on there?
Yeah, there's a pad.
There's some of the most comfortable arm pads on the market.
Right. This is probably some of the most comfortable, yeah. Unbelievable. So.
Yeah, and the fact that you could put them wherever you want is what makes them comfortable arm pads too. It's not all about just the cushion, it's the being able to place them where you want, so.
All right, so our last pick here is our best office chair for gaming. This is an extra padded option for those longer gaming sessions. This is the Homall gaming chair, and one of the least expensive gaming chairs I think there is out there. I just have to, this is a quote from, there's even a special function that allows you to rock back and forth when the mood strikes.
So it has the function that all office chairs have.
It's just, I can't.
The thing about it is that they didn't do them themselves any favors by saying that it's the best office chair for gaming. If they would have said it's the best gaming chair, then at least they could have pigeonholed themselves into the bucket seat design, and I would have only been able to say, well, the Secret Lab chair is a lot better or whatever. But the best chair for gaming, you open it up for every office chair, and this is going to be an F-tier chair, in my opinion.
I have to read one more thing, though,
Okay,
just
let's
because
hear it.
it's what the reviews said. It is, one raved, I feel super safe in this. It's very well made so far. I know I haven't used it an awful lot, but I've sat down and spun around and just existed in this chair, and I absolutely love it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that right there sums it up. That's your source for picking this, and I think that's really the issue we have here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any comments on any of the chairs here, let us know in the comments. And should we keep doing this? I mean, I'm having fun with it because it's interesting
this is a
for
fun
sure.
series.
So, all right, thanks for watching.